Now we're going to add a whole bunch more pieces, and to facilitate that and make it much more quick, we're going to go ahead and add a new component. This time when we add our part, we're going to call this one our template. And we're going to use this template to create all of our other parts. So let's go ahead and save this as an external file, call it our template, open it up, and insert part, and we'll insert the master form, bringing in the surface bodies and the planes. Check the box, and we can just hide everything. There we go. Now this will be our starting point for all of our other parts as we create them. So now that that is saved, now I can hide this part in here. And let's go ahead and once again open it now. And I'm going to say save as, and it's going to warn me if I save as, that if I save as, it's going to get rid of it in the assembly and put the new one, the new file that we create, in the assembly instead of template. So let's make sure that we check save as copy when we do this. That's an important point. And then I would call this one metal band. Go ahead and save it. And then we can save as, save a copy. We'll call this one plunger bottom plate. Save as. Plunger screen. Save as. Copy. Plunger top plate. Save as. Now this is kind of tedious, but that's what you gotta do. Plunger shaft. Save as. Plunger ball. And one more. We'll just save the plunger nut. So we got a whole bunch of parts, and this way we won't have to do as much repetitive work. We'll go Insert Components, Browse, and make sure we're in the right place, and we need to show parts so we can see all those parts we just created. And I wonder if I can, no, just one at a time, unfortunately. Bring in the metal band, and go through and do all the others as well. Okay, I've added all of those plunger parts that we wanted, as well as the metal band part, and it's looking a little bit busy down here, so we can actually make a sub-assembly. So we go Insert Components, Assembly, and that's going to throw in this new assembly. I can take all of these parts, the plunger parts, and just drag them right into that assembly. So now, those are all within a sub-assembly that I can call plunger. Now this is an internal assembly, internal to this larger assembly, and really that's going to be fine for us. We don't need it to be external in this case. This is purely an organizational sub-assembly, just to keep it a little bit simpler to look at. Let's go ahead and add the metal band, because that's going to take about 2 seconds. I'm going to open that part and show surface bodies. Let's make sure we bring in, or just show the extrusion of our metal band. And all we have to do is thicken it. So we'll go, let's see, Features, Thicken, choose the surface, reverse the direction by choosing this button here. I'm going to make it 0.01, 0.05. That's way too thin. What am I thinking? Oh, I'm an idiot. I made it millimeters. I made our template part millimeters instead of inches. I forgot to change that. So I'll just make it 0.5 millimeter thick, because that's about what I think it is. That'll work for us. If we were smart, we would have changed that. Let's go to the fillet tool. Choose full round fillet. Make this top surface, front surface, and bottom surface. My 3 surfaces. Click OK. And last, we just need to use this to cut a whole inner surface. And there we go. Now we'll just mirror it across using the right plane as our mirror plane. And we make sure that merge solids is checked, and there we have one big metal band going right around. Now in Modo, when we render this, it's going to be nicer if we can, first of all, let's go back in time before the mirror and add another fillet. I'm going to do a constant fillet right here on this edge. There we go. And now when we bring this into Modo for rendering, it'll look a little bit nicer if there is a very small radius on this edge. So we're just going to call this a 0.25 millimeter radius, just a teeny little radius that goes all the way around. You may have to pick a couple of edges to make it propagate properly. There we go. So now we just have a teeny tiny little radius on that corner, and that'll actually make a difference in the type of highlight that happens when we render it. There's our metal band. Let's go ahead and get started on that plunger.